Hello and welcome to Designer Discussions with Jason, Maria, and Miriam. Today we are talking about a marketing makeover for design and remodeling businesses.
Welcome to the Designer Discussions podcast with
Jason,
Maria,
and Miriam. Tune in each week where we talk about marketing, PR, and business advice for design professionals.
So a lot of you all have heard about our Designer Discussions Academy. So we now have a masterclass that we are opening to everyone so they can get a sneak peek into what we'll be teaching, as opposed to just hearing from us. You'll actually be able to hear an overview of what the masterclass is about. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. I'm going to let Miriam start on some of the areas that she'll be talking on, and then I'll talk more about what I'll be talking about in the masterclass and ultimately in the academy.
Yes. Yeah, this is exciting stuff because we've actually revamped our curriculum a little bit for next year because things are always changing and we really try to stay on top of the most current and most effective methods and tactics in marketing and PR for anybody who's in our program. This is going to be year 3 for us. Yes. Teaching the academy. And we know the format works for the people that are in it, so it's exciting to be able to kick off another round. For those of you who don't know, I am the PR specialist of the group, and Jason is the digital marketing specialist. And we also are going to bring in Maria for tech and AI content creation type opportunities. And we're going to bring in a couple of other guest teachers to teach about sales and maybe a couple of other things. It's a little bit of work in progress, but we try to keep it current, and we're nimble enough that we can switch things up as we need to. But so I am going to be focusing on PR, and I actually switched up one of my topics completely for this year. And what my goal always is like, so if you think about PR, it's like really what you have to ask yourself is like, if a homeowner Googles you today, it's like, what content is going to show up that you didn't post yourself? If somebody else is posting about you, it's a lot of the time it's because of PR. And really the definition of PR these days is like it's other people talking about you in places people trust. So that can be magazines, news sites, podcasts, local TV, blogs, anything of that nature. But it's all about the third party credibility that makes content that other people create for you so much more impactful than what you say about yourself. So why does this all matter? It means that people trust you faster, that you'll have better search results, and in the end, you'll have easier sales. That's the end goal of it. It's not just for vanity. It really, there's a business purpose to it. So what are I have 3 PR only topics in the academy, and I built them strategically, kind of one on top of the other, and they build and augment each other, and they also work in tandem with all the things that Jason and the other teachers will be talking about in the academy. So it's a very holistic program. The first thing I teach, and that we have been promoting actually, because it's usually the class that we start the academy off with, it's about getting quick press. And what that means, it's about reactive media opportunities that I help you find. So there's reporters out there that are looking for sources and for information. And I teach you how to be an expert source for these reporters. And it's really easy. We work with 2 to 3 different platforms. One of them is called Haro, It stands for Help a Reporter Out. It's been around for a long time. The other one is called Source of Sources, SOS, and it's kind of grew out of Haro. And then the third one we use is called Quoted. That's QWOTED. And there's many other ones out there, but we focus on the ones that are either free or have free options and that are the easiest to use and that I know from experience are going to get results. So it's simple that you find the question from the reporter and you send them an answer. And then you wait and see if you get picked up or not. So there's no back and forth normally. It's like question, answer, media coverage. And you're not going to get covered every time you do this, but if you do it consistently, I guarantee you 100%, you're going to have your first, what we call the as seen in that you can add to your website in no time. The second thing I teach is about media pitching proactively. This is when you go out and you find a journalist that you know covers maybe home design, maybe trends, maybe some local regional topic. You know that they cover what you want to pitch and you go reach out to them and basically you send them an email with information about what you'd like them to cover. Often in the academy, obviously it's a project. Like if you have some fantastic project that you'd like to get featured in a regional magazine, that's really the core of what I try to teach people, because regional coverage is what drives your business. As a design and modeling business, like your clients, most likely, not always, but most likely, they're going to be in your area, and that's where you want to grow. So that's the second thing we teach. And you can extrapolate this to pitching media to be included in a TV show. You could do, it's really the same thing if you pitch a national magazine. So I teach the concept of pitching and I help you find the right contacts at the same time. Then the third topic that I teach is about press releases. And I added this to our curriculum for this year because with the recent change in how search works with the LLMs and AI search being more and more prominent, it's becoming increasingly important to be present on a lot of credible platforms online. So you as a brand and as a business can be pulled into these search results when somebody is looking for potential partners for an upcoming kitchen remodel or whatever it may be. So writing press releases has also become a lot easier with AI because I don't recommend that you have AI do all the work and you still have to think about what angle you want to have, what's going to resonate. But basically a press release, it's a very formulaic announcement that has a specific structure. And it used to be what companies would send out, and it still is. Actually, I write a lot of press releases for a lot of my brand clients, but it is an announcement of some sort. So it has to have a news value. It can't be just an advertisement. There's got to be some interesting information in it. And what I teach in the academy is going to be not just what the format needs to look like, but what types of content are relevant and a good fit for a press release. So once we have the press release, we have the idea, we have it written, then you want to send it out to your local media contacts, which I also help you find. And then there's the bonus option, so to speak, is to put it on a newswire. And putting it on a newswire means that you put it into the system. You have to pay some money for it. And then you are going to see your press release go live on probably 150 to 200 websites, like all at once. If you've never seen it, it's quite miraculous. So I will talk about the different options that we have in that space too. And it's something that it's not a must do, but it's a nice add-on. And it really it's there's more and more proof that tells us that actually that really helps with the way that the current search environment is functioning. So yeah, those are the three things that I teach, and we talk a lot. It's like I don't just teach this in the 3 months that I'm actually giving the training, but if you decide PR is something that you want to focus on, you can be in our program, and we have weekly calls with Q&As and workshops, and I'm really always available to ask any questions about that then. Yeah, so those are the three things. And we also have some other trainings that I am involved with that are about planning your whole year for marketing. That's one Jason and I do together. Then Maria and I talk about content creation and tapping into the trends that are around in our industries throughout the year and how to leverage that for different things. So that's a lot of what I talk about in the academy, and I'm going to hand it over to Jason so he can tell us the exciting things that he's going to be teaching you.
Sure. All right. So what I usually cover is all of the digital marketing aspects, and I usually start with website because that
Mhm.
if you've ever heard me on the podcast or you ever heard me present live, I always talk about your hub is your website. And that's where I always like to start is making sure you have the website foundation right, because all the other marketing we talk about after that usually is to drive traffic to your website. And so that's where I like to start. I like to talk about the branding, how making sure that your brand resonates across platforms. And then that all starts with the website, making sure it's up to date. You have all of your up to date projects on there. You have any of your client testimonials or anything like that on there, making sure that your website represents you the right way so you can attract the right client. So that's where I always like to start. Then after that, I usually go into SEO, search engine optimization. Now, a lot of people have heard that SEO is dead. No, it's not. It's just evolving. And a part of that is AI search. And AI search actually ties into what Mirjam talks a lot about it on the PR side. A lot of the mentions in the press are tagged by AI to help show you over other websites. So that's a part that we talk about in SEO. But we start with the Google Business Profile because that's one of the foundational aspects of SEO is the Google Business Profile, and making sure you have that up to par, making sure you're treating it like a social media platform. I talk a lot about how to create content for that platform, and usually within 90 days, you should see some activity from that. So I talk a lot about that. And then from the SEO and the Google Business Profile, we get a little bit into analyzing the analytics. So we look at what's happening with your site, and we ensure that you, at the main level, just have Google Analytics and Search Console installed on the website. And then we look at what does all of that information mean. Take all of that information, dissect it, and understand who comes to your website, how often, where they come from, and what they're looking at, so you can understand, is your marketing working? Because you can tie everything into Google Analytics and who's coming to your site. So we talk a lot about that. And then after that, we talk about other marketing tactics, email. We talk a little bit about social media. This year, we're going to actually have a social media expert on to actually help with that topic. One of the months, I actually spent a whole month just on other topics, just on other marketing strategies that we do not talk about in the academy. So last year, we actually did some time on paid ads. We don't talk a lot on that, but I actually had Vanessa in who runs all of our paid ads. So she talked a lot about if you're going to use Google ads, if you're going to use LinkedIn ads, Facebook ads, any of those, what are the strategies and what are the tactics you need to use so you do not waste money. Because that's what often happens when we work with clients on our own, or when I actually talk to remodelers that do a lot of their own advertising. They tell me about how they waste money. And that's what we're going to talk about, helping you understand the tactics that will help you get what you want and not waste a lot of money. So that's what we're going to talk about there. And we're going to also have guests on to talk about scale. So that's just an overview of what we're going to cover in the mastermind. We can have you understand what will be happening in the academy. Did you have anything else you wanted to add, Mirjam?
No, I just wanted to say that I think we've seen from experience that the people who go through the program, even if you can't implement everything at once, but if you go in and you pick and choose, say the 3 to 5 most important things for your business and you implement them, I think that's already going to put you ahead of most of the other people in your market. So it's a little bit of an investment in terms of time, and it's priced very affordably at just under $500 a month. So I think if marketing and PR is something that you're interested in improving, come join us for a masterclass, or reach out to us and we can always hop on a call too.
So we just had a masterclass, and if you didn't have a chance to join that one, we are going to have a few others. So be on the lookout for when we have those. We have been having that in our social media. Be on the lookout for that, so you'll be able to see when you can attend that, or reach out to us. You can email us at designerdiscussions@gmail.com to find out when we will have the next masterclass, or if you want to have more information,
join our newsletter.
Join the newsletter as well. We'll be promoting all of this so you can hear more about when we have the next masterclass. And if you want to have more information on the academy as well, just reach out to us. That's all we want to talk about today. So we hope to hear and see from you in 2 weeks on Designer Discussions.
Your business is unique and your marketing should be too. Discover how to personalize your approach for SEO, PR, and beyond to attract more of the clients you love to work with. In our Academy membership, with us Designer Discussions podcast hosts as your personal coaches, we show you how to customize your marketing. With weekly live sessions, an exclusive community, practical resources, and expert guidance, we're here to simplify your marketing and boost your business. Sign up at designerdiscussions.com or follow the link in the show notes.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode of Designer Discussions and all of the helpful information. Subscribe to our podcast, leave us a review, and share it with your friends. We look forward to having you back next week. For more information on the podcast and the marketing studio, visit designerdiscussions.com and follow us on social media.